Congresswoman Jackie Speier, member of the House Armed Services and Intelligence Committee. Congresswoman Speier, I really appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you for your time.
Great to be with you, Rachel.
So you have been, part of the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is that I feel like you have been obviously doing all your own work and all of your own reading on this, and you've been pushing on some issues before your colleagues seem to be raising them. And I wanted to ask you how you feel about the financial side of this investigation and that question about whether or not your committee, the other investigatory bodies, are really capable of following the money here.
You know, it's a very good question because you really need forensic accountants. You need FinCEN operatives who would be stationed in our committees to kind of do that work. Now, certainly the FBI has the ability to do that, but our committee staff really needs to be buttressed with many more experts that can help follow the money. And the money is really what's going to give us the answers, I believe.
Can you get that? What would it take to staff up the committee with more experts, more full-time staffers than you've got right now? Would that need to be a congressional appropriation passed and signed by the president?
Well, there has been an appropriation offered to the committee, and the staffing up is taking place. I believe there is one person from FinCEN who has been outposted to the committee. So there's the potential to have that kind of expertise with us as we delve into these issues. You know, the other area that I'm concerned about is this EB-5 visa that's made available to individuals in foreign countries who, for $500,000 or $1 million of an investment, can actually get a green card in the United States. And once you have that green card, you can move backwards and forwards and around with a great deal of alacrity. So I wonder to what extent many of these oligarchs that have purchased units in Trump Towers in Florida and in New York have gained them through those EB-5 visas. And again, we know that the Kirshner family had attempted to use that in China very recently.
Is there any line that you can draw or any reporting that you can direct us to that suggests what any connection might be between Trump business ties in Russia, Trump, Russian financing or having Russian buyers for his properties, and what that has to do with the Russian attack on the election? I feel like I'm starting to learn a lot about each of those two things. I'm not sure how they connect, though.
Well, it probably has more to do with whether or not the president is going to be willing to take on President Putin if, in fact, he is tied to him or the Russian oligarchs for financial reasons within his real estate development empire. And there are a number of Russian oligarchs, and most of this is open source information, that have close ties with the Trump organization and who have done deals with the Trump organization. So you couple that with the fact that so many of the campaign operatives had relationships with Russia, with President Putin, had provided services to him, or with some of the Russian oligarchs, and it begins to look like a web that is so intertwined that it's no doubt that we're finding concern among so many of us that we don't have a president who's independent of the Putin regime.
Congresswoman Jackie Speier of California, member of the House Armed Services Committee and the Intelligence Committee, really appreciate your time tonight, ma'am. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right.